Hello everybody, it's Mark and I'm here with my son Kenny to help you learn how to make writing easier for yourself. Here we are at the first step for your classmate profile essay, and we're going to show you how to go about doing this in a way that makes the writing of this wonderful opportunity much easier for you to do. Now guess what, brah? This thing is a type of what?
A research paper?
Oh, don't say that. Don't say those words. Why?
Because it brings dread. And
Dread.
fear.
It brings all kinds of feelings of dread and anxiety to everybody. But see, we're using this little writing opportunity for this class as a simulation that will transfer to make these things easier when you do them in your other classes. Okay? Now, typically, research paper you need to do, or they're asking you to do what steps, Boo?
Pick a topic.
Okay, find a topic, and I gave you the topic, that's your partner in this case. What next?
Research.
Okay, and that usually means going to the library, looking at different online search engines and so forth, right?
Okay.
And then finally, what are you asked to do?
Write.
Okay, we'll get to this part in a different video, but first we're kind of on this middle research part here for what we're doing in the interview process. Now, as I said, when you do, you're assigned a research paper in another class, what do they typically tell you about the research? You get some kind of an assignment sheet and a to-do list. What do they tell you, buddy?
They tell you to do 5 sources.
Or 6, or 7, or 9, and then what do people typically then go and do?
Get 9.
9, just any 9 or any 5, right? What do you find problematic about that from a rhetorical analysis standpoint?
The sources might just be like magazines.
It could be just any 5 things, but that you did what the teacher wanted, you got your 5, right? Now, you want to be using your rhetorical analysis skills to build your works cited list in a way that gives you a super strong ethos, right? It's a works cited list or sources or bibliography. How does the works cited list affect your ethos, buddy?
It shows how much authority you have.
Did you just find 5, or do you have like the 5 top experts in your field who have been publishing in this area for years and so forth? A good teacher is going to do what when you hand in your research paper?
Look at all the work cited.
When?
As soon as they
They'll
get
turn to the last page the moment you hand it to them and they'll go, do they know what they're talking about here, this student? All right, now for the profile essay, you really only have one source, right?
Yeah.
What is it?
The person.
Okay, you can interview your partner. Now before we even go any further, that doesn't mean stalk your partner. That doesn't mean repeatedly call your partner night after night 600 times. We're going to be professional about this and just use this as an opportunity to do research in a kind of human way that is convenient for both people involved. All right. So, however, you do need to talk to that person. How often, buddy?
As many times as you need.
All right, so we have a few weeks between right now and when we want to see the first draft, right? What if you only text your partner a couple of times? What is that going to do for your ethos?
Nothing.
All right, what if you send a couple emails or you ask a few questions and you have some things to paste in that they email to you?
Nothing.
Nothing, all right. What would you recommend doing for research in the next couple of weeks before the first draft is due?
To meet up with the person face to face.
Okay, you get to know the person, you learn some things about them. You ask them follow-up questions, particularly if they say things like, I used to play volleyball and my coach was kind of hard on me and it made me stronger. What would be a good follow-up question?
Did you like volleyball?
Okay, or tell me about one time the coach was hard on you, or was there one typical game that you guys played? You ever make it to states? Did you ever get injured on the court and then kind of tough out your way through it, or things like that? Did you have difficult relationships with your teammates? Was there somebody on your team you didn't like, but you guys worked together? Tell me something specific. So the follow-up questions are going to be to find out specific information when people are kind of speaking generally about stuff. Okay, let's say you get to a point and you're the person being interviewed where someone asks you something that makes you uncomfortable. What's a good way to handle that?
Just say you don't want to talk about it.
I'd rather not talk about that. Let's talk about something else. And if you're the interviewer, you need to respect that and move on to other things. Now, early in the interview process, buddy, are you going to know what you want to know?
No.
So what's the first interview going to tell you about what to do next?
Do another interview.
All right, after that you'll be like, oh, okay, I think I can use this volleyball thing to prove a point about my partner. Oh, I never asked my partner about these other things. Were they in other sports? I'm going to go back and ask them about those things later. All right, so if you treat this as a process, you're going to have lots and lots of information. Now, I don't know about you, Kenny, but these two words kind of make something happen inside my whole body. What do they do to you when you see these words?
They give me writer's block.
They call that, right? I still get it. In fact, I got it when I was doing these versions of the research paper that wound up being published. These are published books. This one won a bunch of awards even. Along the way, I got writer's block again and again when I was doing this. Now, why do you get writer's block, buddy? There's only two reasons, right?
Yeah. Fear.
Okay. Fear. What are you afraid of?
Writing.
Last time you only got to write one draft and you wrote paragraph 1 600 times and the teacher gave you a D and you hate writing because of this. You're scared of the blank page, you don't know what the teacher wants, what are they looking for? It's a scary place to be. Well, guess what? We'll take care of this. I promise you, you don't need to worry about this. We'll talk about this in our first drafts video. That's going to be cured for you. But I didn't really have fear when I got writer's block writing these books because I know how that process that I'll tell you about in the next video works. I got writer's block for another reason. What's the other reason you get writer's block, buddy?
No authority.
Okay, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, especially with a book-long project, there were points in the process where I didn't really know what I was talking about. For instance, this book has a lot of info and logos about how drug addiction works. I got to the point where it was time to write about that and I was stuck. What do you do then, buddy, if you get that sort of writer's block?
You get more research.
You just go find out about the things, all right? Now in the context of your simulated research paper of your profile essay, if you kind of put the interview off or don't interview your partner or you guys just want to text each other or something like that, there's no way that this is going to be a worthwhile or useful process. By the time it gets time to write the thing, you'll be stuck and scared. This actually increases the fear because now you're like, I'm a fraud too because I don't know what I'm doing. Anybody can fix this problem. How do you fix this problem in the profile essay, buddy?
You interview them again.
You guys just get together. I'm sure the partner is having the same issues as you are, if there's a lack of information. We'll talk about it a little more in the first draft video, but when you do the interview, you can't already have written the paper in your head. There will be things that seem totally irrelevant to what your argument is going to be that you folks are talking about. You want to be talking about that anyway. You want to be taking notes about those things anyway. You want to be able to collect some quotations from your interview with your partner that you might use anyway, because even if it doesn't appear useful at the beginning, you'll be surprised at the things that you'll be able to use for your logos and your pathos evidence later on in the process. All right, we will leave it at that. As always, if any questions come up along the way, please do give me a call. You all have my cell number. And again, this is kind of a professional process here where you're involved with another human being. Please respect each other's parameters if there are those where someone is not comfortable talking about something, talk about something else. Move on to the next thing. Okay? If somebody decides, look, I'd rather not talk about this thing, don't get offended, you know, please respect what people are interested in sharing with you. It's not the place where we're probing for somebody's deep, dark psychological secrets. We're just using this as an exercise in how to collect information and then use it in an argument. Okay? All right, we'll see you next time. Thank you.